Good morning and welcome to our 8th episode in our 855 rescue that we've been working on since February. It's been several months. We dragged this thing out of a barn in a cold winter day. Hadn't been running for years, and we gradually been working on it. And so far, we've got the tractor up and running. Got the loader on, it works. So the last thing we have to do is we have a Model 7 backhoe here. And that's the last part that goes on it. And so we're gonna see if we can get this thing going today. We're gonna do that right after this. So before we start on the backhoe, I've got a little job left to finish on the loader here. I said last episode that I was going to put hooks on it. So I've got 3 hooks I bought at the tractor store. I've ground the eyes out of them to make them lay flat, and I buffed off some of the galvanizing. And I'm going to weld these on, and then we'll get on the backhoe. Great, that's done. So the reason I wanted to get those hooks on the loader, I wanted to be able to lift this up a bit. It'd be very difficult to paint this when it's on the tractor. So basically I have to paint from here to here where it mounts on the back of the tractor, and the rest I can do when it's on. So I've got the loader just holding this up a little bit. Don't worry, I'm not going underneath. I'm just going to paint. And once it's painted up to about here, let it dry, then we can mount it on the tractor. Hey guys, before we start, I want to address something. My last episode, I painted the bucket black, and it seemed as though the Emperor of Moline himself going to rise up and strike me down. With a lot of comments. A lot of guys wanted the green. My 755 came brand new with the black bucket. I just wanted them to match. So, tell you what, this bucket was black. There's black paint on it here. But you guys let me know in the comments if you want it green or black. Not Case Red or New Holland Blue or Kubota Orange. Black or green. You guys let me know and I'll paint it that color. Thanks an awful lot for those comments. They were great. So the tractor's all ready, all lined up. Gonna try to see if I can get this backhoe on there. I've never done this before, so you guys that have one, please be kind to me. I'm muddling my way through here. But as far as I can understand, these 2 hooks go down to there. That there hooks up to here. And those 2 holes there line up to there. So hopefully this goes okay. As far as I can understand, I have to back this up and then hook up the hoses and run the outriggers, I guess, to get everything in position. Let's give it a try. Oh, here goes nothing. Gotta go over a bit. I have to hook the hoses. Release the pressure on everything. That one's together. Should run this under here. There we go. Let's see what happens. Set the parking brake. Pretty close. Okay. Ta-da! Houston, we have landed. Okay, now they should go in here somehow. Now I got to bring that end up. Looks like I have my brackets on backwards there. Looks like down there, I have my mounting brackets on backwards. So I'm gonna have to turn those around. Now that I've got the brackets the right way, those pins actually line up. Okay, let's get these in. They're nicely tapered, so hopefully they go in pretty good. A little hammer action. That's quite too high. Nope, the other way. Better? Goes in there easy. I guess that's the way it goes. So they only go in one way, and I was trying to put it in the wrong way. That's better. Okay. So the only one left is that one. Of course, I dropped the ring. There it is. There. Let's try this thing. Okay. That works. So what's all this? That's that. Okay. That's out of there. Box out of here. Everything seems to be working. I hope I haven't contaminated my system again with fluid out of here. We'll find out soon enough. Cool. Well, let's bring you a little closer. Most of the pins don't seem to be too worn. Looks like it's in much better shape than the loader was. I'll take a couple of these out, see if they're worn at all. I would think if anything, it'll be this that'll be worn the most, because there's not much gap on anything else. The only thing I did notice were these were pretty worn. So that's 5/8. I've got 5/8 stock. I'll make up some new pins for those. But other than that, it looks pretty good. No, there's not much play in it at all. Bonus. Well, I guess I'm going to get it up and give her a good wash. Okay, cleanup time. took the cover off, and I got these really good. I hope none of these leak. That'd be expensive to rebuild. All the hoses don't look too bad. Obviously some have been replaced. So, and I had, I am getting some sort of an oil dripping from the transmission, so I cleaned that up. So I think this is pretty good. Can let it dry and then make up new pins for this. And we'll see if you can find some stuff to do with it. Hey, we took a couple days off, went to the Big Apple. What a great city. We had a wonderful time, and haven't been able to do much since we got back. Getting caught up with cutting grass and stuff, but now I have some time. I'm going to start working on this again, and I've been taking care of some of the loose bits. So let me show you what I found. So like I mentioned before, I wasn't too happy with these outriggers. They were pretty loose, and even after I put new shafts in there, as you can see, there's a lot of play in them. And I also found that one down there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's wiggling quite a bit. So I decided to make up some new shafts, and I come up with an idea. Since all these holes are so worn, I came up with an idea to solve that. Picked up some collars, and they work fine. They're 5/8. This one I drilled right through, and I've got a cotter pin on it. And these two, since this is going to be rotating on here, because this is going to be fixed and this is going to rotate, I've drilled and tapped these, and I could put Zerk fittings in there. Same here. This was quite loose, so I'm doing the same thing here. There's already a grease fitting on there, and same thing down the bottom. Now I've had these off, and both of these on both sides seem to be in still really good shape. And I figured that the bucket would have a lot of play, but the only spot we had some play was in there. And I had there was a worn shaft on the ends there. So all I did is I made up a new one, put it in there, and now she's nice and tight. So I'm going to weld those collars on, and this thing should be ready to use. I think I do have a couple little oil leaks up in the control valve here, but I'm going to start using it first and see what actually happens, and see if we can get seals. So let's get the welding done. Well, I want to get this done because it's supposed to be hot today, so let's get this done. We're done. It's all back together. Backhoe's on, loader's on. It's all finished. done our little rattle can restoration, and we're ready to put it to work. Let me just take you around so you can take a look at this and what we've done. If you've been following on from the start, you know we got the tractor all going. Did a lot of work on it. Did a little restoration on the loader. Fixed a bunch of issues. And last but not least, we just did this. Got all these good now. There's no play in here at all. You can see I've got my grease fittings in here. And the grease works. It's coming out really good. Everything's nice and tight. Way better than it was. That should last a lot longer. Everything works on it. I've used it a little bit. And she works well. But I've already come across one issue. And I'll show you that as soon as I pop that cover off. So after just using this for a little bit, I've got a bunch of these spools are leaking. You can see the oil around that one and that one. So unfortunately, it's just a seal, but John Deere doesn't sell the seal by itself. You have to buy the pin, the cotter pin, a couple new bolts, and that flange with it. And that is $77 each, plus our good old government donation. So that would be $90 each. 2, 4, 6. So that would be over $500 just to change those seals. So I'm going to take one of the seals out and take it over to a hydraulic shop. Hopefully we can get aftermarket ones. But other than that, everything works great. Now don't forget, in your comments, guys, what color are we going to paint that? I left it rusty. And as I said previously, you guys get to decide, black or green. You let me know in the comments and I'll paint it up. So we got some work to do with this now that we got it all done. And a few things I want to do. This ditch doesn't drain very well. After a rain, as you can see, there's standing water in it. And it's pretty choked up with weeds. I sprayed them down, but I'm going to go to here with the backhoe and I'm going to dig this all out. This goes out to the road over there. And that'll be one of the first jobs we do. And I got a big job for the fall. This pond, been here for over 30 years, and the first 10 years or so it wasn't too bad, but about 10-15 years into it we got muskrat and they just dug up everything. So we fixed all the damage and they told us, hey, line the pond with rocks, you won't have any more muskrat problems. So we lined it with rocks, but they didn't tell us that we should use a specific kind of rock. We got rocks from our local quarry. We didn't realize those rocks are predominantly limestone rocks. And what limestone does, it changes the pH of the water, makes it more alkaline. And algae really prospers in really high alkalinity. And every week or two, we're in there raking this stuff out. And this is what this stuff looks like. We have long poles and rakes. We rake it out, we put it in the shore to dry, and then we pick it up with the bucket, put it over there. Very tedious. We're doing it every week or two. Makes the water murky, it smells, just not much fun at all. It looks terrible. So we're going to drain the pond down, hopefully get rid of all these rocks, and replace it. They say river rocks or lake bed rocks, something granite based is much better. We aerate. We have an aerate at the bottom. We have that fountain over there. We add beneficial bacteria. We dye the water. We do everything we can, but we still get algae. So that's going to be one of our biggest projects. Hey, thank you so much for watching my little series on how we got this old girl going again. Got lots of work to do with it. Got a couple little leaks, but maybe we'll take care of that in the next episode if I can find some seals. Um, I usually try to get a video out every 2 weeks, but I wasn't able this time. We were away for a week. Spring here is really busy. We have our pond we have to get going for the summer, our irrigation system we have to de-winterize, and grass cutting, and grandkids are in soccer 4 nights a week. That keeps us busy. And today is the last day of school here, and they're all coming over to Grandma and Papa's tomorrow for a sleepover. That'll be really busy and a lot of eating, but they sure are a lot of fun. And one last thing I want to point out is, according to my YouTube statistics, almost 90% of my viewers are not subscribed. People tell me I don't know how to subscribe. At the end of the video, my Cedar Stone logo will come up. Just click on that. That's all you have to do. It's free. Doesn't cost you a penny. You don't get any spam. You don't get any email. You don't get advertising. Nothing. It costs you nothing, but it would help me tremendously. I'm just shy of 500 subscribers. So if you can do that for me, I would really appreciate it. And thanks again. We'll catch you next time.